Hey guys, what's up? It's Marla. If this is your first time, welcome. I'm a Dallas-based actress and I do actor and lifestyle related content. I post every week. So happy that you're here. So, I'm so excited today. I'm going to have a photo shoot with a really cool Dallas-based female photographer. So excited. Her name is Paola. I found her on Instagram through my friend Cosette, and we met up and had a nice little chat and are collaborating and working together. I'm super excited. Right now I'm on my lunch break because I do work a regular job. And I'm not just content creating all the time, although I wish I was. No, all the time I wish I was acting. That's like my number one. But other than that, like I wish I could be like content creating all the time. That would be so cool. But working on it. Here we go. I need y'all to watch and subscribe and help a sis out, okay? Yes, do it. But I just have my hair like really slightly kind of tousled a little bit, and we really want these to be just kind of like fun lifestyle photos, things that I can use for my YouTube channel for content. It's that fun lifestyle feel because I don't have a lot of those. So we are meeting up like right when I get out of school, so that's why I had to like bring everything with me. I'm really excited for you guys to meet her and to just come on the shoot with me, and we're gonna ask her some fun questions. So we're gonna be giving you guys some tips for cute looking Instagrammable photos and poses that you can do, ideas, stuff like that. We're gonna get to know Paola and just have a good time. So I have like very light makeup on because I'm just gonna touch it up out of here when like I'm done with school. So makeup is super light, but I'm really digging this look though. Like I'm really liking this makeup. I like really minimal makeup. And as I'm getting older, I'm liking even more minimal makeup. I'm going to eat my lunch, go back to work, and then I'll see you guys when we're at the shoot. Oh my gosh, we're here! Oh my gosh, you guys, we're here. I'm so excited. So Paola picked a really cool spot. I have a little bit more makeup on now, but I still wanted to keep it natural because my everyday is not too crazy. I want to get crazy, but we're here. There she is. She's so cute. Let me see if I can zoom into her. So cute, Paola doing her thing. Alright, this is my outfit. I hope you can see.
Are you okay?
Oh, hi! Oh my gosh!
That's so cute. The camera's so tiny compared
girl.
to mine.
I know, right? Mine is
weighs so much less too.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
super little. Hey, Paola!
Hey.
She looks so cute.
Thank you. You
Look
cute
at
too.
this. Oh, I love this.
Yeah,
You
casual.
look adorable.
We got our sneakers on so that way
Yes.
I can walk and jump and all
Looks
that
so
other
good.
stuff.
It's like casual chic though.
Yes, that's what I try to do.
Okay, Paola, so
Yes.
what is the first thing that you do on a shoot?
Okay, the first thing I do on a shoot is typically like introduce myself, like, oh my God, how are you doing? Things like that, kind of like set up the vibe, right?
Nice.
Which you already did. And then afterwards, I'm like, okay, I get here a little bit earlier than like most people, and I just kind of like take a look around. I sometimes get out of my car, and I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna start there, and then I create almost like a map.
She comes before us, gets a little map of the scope of the place, and then she's like, doom. So we're gonna do these with the sun right now. She's gonna work her magic, and then we're gonna work around.
Yeah,
Here we go.
let's see how this goes.
High school, 2010, that was the worst year of my life. Hanging with the wrong crowd, thinking they were all my type. My crush was making out with all my friends to let me know that I could never have her, maybe I should let it go. I've been thinking, maybe it's the life I always wanted. I've been thinking tonight. I'll never be cool with the cool kids. But look who's laughing now. I'll never fit in with the in crowd. We had a falling out. I've been thinking, maybe I'm the man I used to wanna be. I'll never be cool with the I should thank my dad. I've been thinking, maybe it's the life I always wanted. I've been thinking tonight. I'll never be cool with the cool kids, but look who's laughing now. I'll never fit in with the in crowd. We had a falling out. I've been thinking, maybe I'm the man I used
Okay
to
guys,
want.
so we are going to have some fun Q&A with Paula. This is our Dallas-based photographer, our favorite.
Oh.
She's a favorite. She's
I'm
a
the
favorite.
fave of
She's
Dallas.
a fave. You guys know how to reach out. Okay, so we're gonna have some Q&A questions, giving you guys some tips for Instagram poses, finding location, because everyone's on social media right now, and creating content is such an important thing for artists, especially like whether you're an actor, photographer, YouTuber, blogger, all these things. So creating curated content is kind of becoming a really big deal, and she's gonna give us some really awesome tips. So, Paola,
Okay.
you're beginning. Because Paola is not just a photographer. You're gonna figure out her story, which is really cool.
So I actually went to Missouri to get my bachelor's degree in acting. So that's what I was doing there. And while I was there, I was actually interested in photography. So I got some money out of my savings account. My mom was like, don't buy a camera. And I was like, no, Mom, I'm gonna do it. So she made me go to a pawn store. She was like, here, let's buy a camera here. If you don't like it, you're not wasting X amount of money, right? I got my first camera and literally just didn't put it down. Like, I was always constantly with it. And then afterwards, I wanted to focus on my mental health, so I did this thing called Social Media Sundays, where I was only on social media on Sundays.
Oh my gosh, Cosette did that!
Yeah.
Cosette did that!
And
So cool!
Yeah, I did it just to focus on my mental health, and then it turned into reaching out to a person that really helped me through my mental health journey and doing a little photo shoot for them, even though like I was not very good and still on auto. But through the process, I learned so much, lighting, posing, and I realized that, you know, I just loved making people feel beautiful. Like, that was number one thing. And I don't think that, they think that's always been like my top tier thing of photography, is like, yeah, I love the artistic side of it, but I think the best thing about photography is just making another person feel beautiful through what I see them as, and knowing like they, you know, like they come out of a session feeling 100% better. So yeah, that's how I got started. It was amazing.
Nice. That's such an inspiring story. Just like to hear how you just like ran with it, literally.
Oh, absolutely.
So you have another really cool calling besides photography. So tell us a little about that.
Yeah, so while I was there at Missouri, we did a lot of like theater, and at the time I wasn't as like in love with it as whenever I first started, and then that's whenever I started film, because it was a lot of like just, you know, film students wanting actresses, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And turns out like I was actually kind of good. So afterwards, I had reached out to a friend that went to London, and she did a lot of film classes there, and she was able to put that on her reel, and I loved how professional it looked. So I reached out. I went to school in London for a month, and I did film there, and I ended up taking some classes from just a really amazing film teacher, and he taught so many different people. He brought in people from like the Office from the UK, brought in a couple producers from HBO, and they were just able to just give us a real good insight as to how the industry really works, rather than going into university and having them tell us like we needed to do this, this, and this, and realizing that it was a lot more broad and there wasn't really any rules to get where we want to go.
Right.
But yeah, I fell in love with it in the aspect of like the technicalities of it rather than like the feeling, and that was something that we talked about there, that like United States actors, they can feel, but UK actors have the sense of technicality. And I think in order to be a good actor, you have to have a little bit of both. So yeah, I think I just ended up growing a different view of acting, and yeah, it really broadened my eyes as to what I wanted to do in the future.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Studied in London. Wow. Okay.
It was amazing.
Like that. Like, I've never been to London, but
It's a whole different other feel. The theater there, just the vibe, the people, it's super inspiring. I almost felt like my creative juices were enhanced.
Yeah.
Because we were going to like very just found spaces to watch theater. We were also going to Broadway. We're watching adaptations of really old screenplays into, you know, something theatrical and a lot more modern. And I thought that was a lot more beneficial than watching it, you know, from something that was written in, you know, freaking the 1900s. So
Yeah.
it was just super cool to see how transformative theater is there compared to here, where it feels just so cookie cutter.
Yeah.
And then afterwards I came back and I ended up directing a show, and that was super amazing.
So that's a little bit of her story, and you guys can get to know her. And now we're gonna go into a little bit of tips. Like we said, social media is just getting bigger and bigger. It seems like every day. Yes, like when to post, how much to post, what to post. So how do you go about, because Paola started like from scratch and she is getting so much. In New York they have trains, in Dallas we have motorcycles, planes. Okay, she's done a really good job at getting so much traction through social media and really building her business on social media. So what would you say are like your tips for a content creator?
Okay, tips is definitely to not overextend yourself. So if social media brings you a little bit of anxiety, just make sure that you are pacing yourself. If you can't post every day, that's okay. You know, like that's totally okay. Maybe post 3 times a week, you know, maybe post even twice a week, maybe just post once a week. I think just making sure that you post at least once. Right now, I'm not posting because I definitely need a break. I overextended myself to the max, and so I was at just like a burnt out phase, and that's something that you do not want to do. And especially being a one-man band, like you are doing everything, and I think you always get caught up with putting on that mask and just making sure it's like you in front of the camera instead of somebody else. But also just kind of giving yourself that leeway of like, hey, I didn't post today, that's okay, you know. And I think it's starting to become more so of like taking pictures became a job rather than for fun. So there's times where like I just go out and I take pictures with my phone, out of all things, and sometimes the photos come out good and sometimes they don't, and like it's just a matter of doing things that make me feel good, that are fun, even if it's just by myself, and realizing that not everything I post, not everything that I take doesn't need to be posted.
Right, that's true. That's good that you recognize when to take a break and when to like step back and step away, because we consume daily so much, and it's good to have like know where your boundaries basically are.
100%.
Okay, and last but not least, we have some posing tips that she's gonna give us. Posing tips that you love, that are flattering on everyone, and definitely that gonna give you that Instagrammable pose.
Okay, we have to come over here too, so you can chime in as well.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
So it's all about angles, all right? Everybody knows it's all about angles. Sometimes whenever, because I also take headshots, and whenever I get my actors to take headshots, I always tell them, lean forward. And the reason why I say that is because if you're leaning back like this, right, all of your energy's back here. So you're just like, you know, you're smiling, it just looks a little awkward. Rather if you're like leaning forward a tiny bit more and you're smiling, it's like the energy's forward. And then I always tell people like a breath forward while smiling. And it's supposed to be like fake laughing, right? And so it's just like, and that like just fake laugh as it is, it also helps just bringing that energy towards the camera. So yeah, if you're ever taking your own headshots, that always comes in handy. And I always ask people what their favorite side of their face is, and yours was that side. And I always tell them, okay, go ahead and step with that side of your that foot, and that always ends up being like the angle that they always go to, right? And then the second thing people always end up asking me is like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Me, I had that problem.
Yep, everyone. It's literally such a common thing. I'm like, well, if they have a jacket, like, oh, put it in your jacket, right? Or whenever I'm taking headshots, I'm like, put it in your back pockets. And so it becomes super casual, putting them in your front pockets, putting them in your loop. That also ends up being such a great thing. And then sometimes even like if you have a lot of hair, which you do, I was just like, okay, play with your hair and having that constant movement of like touching something rather than just being here or like here, you know, like all that's fun, but also at the same time just moving. And something that I saw on TikTok is like the point of posing is to not pose at all, right? And so you are constantly moving, whether that means like switching up angles. You literally never know. Like this is my favorite side of my face, but every now and then I get a really good picture with this side of my face. And so you just gotta switch it up.
Just feel it out.
Yeah. And then the most common one is just walking forward. So that was something I had to do earlier.
A lot.
Yeah, I was just just like just that walking forward.
I was like posing, and she was like, just walk. I was like, oh, okay.
And honestly, it's that movement. As soon as people start moving, they just get a lot more chill, a lot more relaxed, and it becomes a lot more of like, you know, me. And then you're walking, you're having fun.
Let's do this exercise, guys.
Walk. Literally. And you're just walking. Give me your best strut, right?
Yeah, we did the strut.
Yeah.
Yep. It was fun, and it did make me more comfortable.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I am a person who holds tension, like especially here. I hold a lot of tension here, and like my smile can come off super forced because I hold so much tension. And this was helpful just to be like, oh, I'm not just walking.
Yes.
Kind of focus your energy on walking.
Yeah.
And not up here.
Yeah, as soon as like, I think that's just like an actor's thing too, is like they constantly just forget to walk.
Yeah.
You know, and literally just walking brings you closer to the camera, brings that energy forward. It's all about energy, it's all about angles, and just coming forward, having fun first off. Like if you're not having fun in front of the camera, like either the photographer isn't doing something right or you aren't doing anything right. So yeah, it's one of the two, and yeah, just keep moving. I think that's what it is.
We're so grateful that where can they follow you at? Your Instagrams, your socials?
Yes, so on Instagram it is Paolo Martinez Photography, or pm.paolomartinez for my personal one. And then if you want to go to my website, it is pm.paolomartinez.com, where you can have the links to everything. So yeah, it's gonna be that.
Yeah, I'm super excited. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye. We are out of here.
I've been thinking, maybe it's the life I always wanted. I've been thinking tonight. I'd rather be cool with the cool kids, but look who's left.